Hello, how are ya? Welcome. It is September 23rd, and we are once again meeting for the weekly Topher Spin Meteorites Meteorite Crew Hangout. And we have a lot of people online right now, and I have three letters for today, HED. We're going to be discussing some Vesta meteorites and stuff that we learned by looking at the documentary, and also show off a bunch of Howardites, Eucrites, and Diogenites as well. So I am ready to boot to whoever has something to show off first, in no particular order.
Well,
I have a shelf of stuff.
I know you're probably tired of hearing about all these palisades. So I just want to show one last thing. Let me turn this on, turn this off. So I finally figured out how to use this new camera. So let me switch over. There we go. Okay, so what I have, that's the that's the S12 I had now. I posted this earlier on your Facebook page, but I showed it last week. It's kind of blurry, so I figured out how to get rid of some of that glare when you turn the lights on. So let me just do that real quick. Here's the backlit. So you can see it's a little more detailed, still washed out a bit. It's much better in person, you can tell the veins. I think this is a little bit better representation than I showed last week. So that's really what I wanted to show. I mean, it's still the same one.
Dang, it is just gorgeous, man. You can see your ceiling fan in it.
Oh, sorry about that. It's
no, that's awesome.
It's a little warm here today, so it's like in the 90s right now, so we've got all the fans going. But yeah, so I just wanted to show that as part of the meetup real quick. Other than that, I don't have much else to talk about. I'm going to sit back and listen for a change.
Man. Such a gorgeous piece, man. Jeez. Yeah. I don't know how he did it, but last week Juan was able to raise his hand. He put a little blue logo on his icon, on his picture, and like he raised his hand. So Pat Brown raised his hand. Okay. How'd you do that?
So if you go into the participant menu on the bottom, there's the list of people, and then there's a line of raise hand, yes, no, go slower, go faster, blah, blah, blah.
Awesome. Yeah. So, hey, I'll tell you what, if you guys have something you want to show, raise your hand and we'll come to you. This is going to be so cool. We already got Brett Joseph of infamy, of Philadelphia film infamy. I'm going to come to you, man. You got to come off mute, but I want you to tell us a little bit about that post I saw today. You were on the movie Invincible?
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a infamous time in my life, but yeah, I was on it for like 3 months, and I was one of the football players on the field, and I was also one of the tryout people that were trying out for the team. It was pretty crazy. I mean, it was hot as hell. I remember that. It was like 107 degrees. They did a temperature check, 107 degrees center field, and people were passing out and everything. It was a pretty crazy event, because also it was supposed to be around like the fall, so people had to be wearing a lot of like more heavy gear, and so it was an experience that I would definitely do again. It was fun. I mean, yeah, sorry, my fiance just reminded me. Yeah, I had a football catch with Wahlberg like every morning, and it was fun. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I would consider it like an infamous moment. I don't know if you'll spot me or not, but I'm in it. It was fun.
That's super cool, man. Congrats. I saw that post today with you and his arm around. I'm like, that's not Photoshop. That's real. good for you, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, he's a really cool dude. He's really shy in real life, actually, which I was surprised at. He seems like sort of like a tough guy, but he's actually pretty shy. He's a super nice guy. We would eat cheeseburger. He had, I think his brother owns like a cheeseburger place or something. Anyway, Wahlberg would always have, he would cook cheeseburgers after the set, and then he would have like some people back in his area, and I would eat like cheeseburgers every single day with him, every night.
That's cool. Wow. Is he a good kisser? No.
A little bit, you know. He could have been better. But...
What you got to show us? What you got to show us, Brett?
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I don't know if I should curse or not. I didn't have anything prepared. I can go grab something though. I do have NWA 12949, which is a Mesosiderite.
Oh yeah.
I just got in, which I love it. It's really nice. Sorry. Let me see here. Show this. Here's a piece of it off. I had it sliced into smaller pieces, but
dang,
nice,
beautiful.
Yeah, it's I love it. I mean, metal rich, silicate rich.
Yeah, I love that Mesosiderite.
Yeah, I had to get it. It was just so pretty.
So you got a stone and had a cut?
Yeah. Yeah, I had it sliced down, and I kept like a bigger piece for myself, and then I'm just selling a couple of the smaller ones. But yeah, that was one of them, and I have that lunar too that I posted, which is really nice material.
Some beautiful lunar, yeah. Tell you what, we got to wait for a week when it's going to be Lunar Week, and hopefully you've taken some nice pictures, or we'll still have some material.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. I'll tell you what, we got, let me see here. We got Roberto Vargas.
All right.
And we'll see if he can get, there we go.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Feeling great.
I did watch that video, Topher, and it's pretty interesting stuff, HEDs. And then I saw that post from NASA saying that, Vesta was found on Daniel.
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to have a little bit of discussion about that. And I mean, we can either do this before or after the show and tell. But one of the cool things about it is, and if you want to show something off, you can. I don't want to steal the thunder, but I do want to continue the discussion on that.
Okay. Well, I just have I knew that it was HED night, and I wanted to participate, so I brought out a couple of my HEDs.
12229.
12227.
Oh, 1227. Dang it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. And if you look, it's got like beautiful crust along the edge.
Yes, it does. Look at that angular class in the middle.
Yeah. It's got one that kind of looks like a cat up close. You see that one?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, with his tail.
Little black cat right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Are those vesicles in the bigger black class in the center?
It does appear to have. I'm not sure if it's vesicles or if it's a byproduct of the saw work. Actually, it might be vesicles though, because it actually feels pretty. It doesn't feel jagged like it maybe got dragged by the saw, but
yeah. Show us the other side. They look particularly.
Maybe
Yeah, no, it's hard to tell whether that's. No, I don't think that's plucking. I think those are actually voids or vesicles.
it could be. I'll take a better look at it. Yeah.
I actually have the sister slice to that one, so I think I'll be able to tell on my slice as well.
Cool.
Dang.
I'm drooling.
Nice Diogenite.
That's a big slice of that one too. That one is tough to cut.
NWA 7831
Yep. Yes, sir.
from the Western Sahara.
Nice.
So I've got. Oh, So I've got the Diogenite, the Howardite, and now for my baby, the one I just recently got.
Oh yes.
Witness full Eucrite.
Unbelievable.
Nice.
Ooh.
Look at that flow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Where was it witnessed at?
Brazil. This actually fell in the Amazon in a gold mining town called Serra Pelada.
That's not a recent one, is it? When did that one fall?
2017.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then look at that clast.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
You see that clast?
Yeah, that's monomic for sure.
Coarse grain.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah. So
That is gorgeous. One thing I love about Eucrites is the crust. Oh my God, some of the best crust is on Eucrites. Just that glossy black with, look at that. Screensaver.
yeah. So that's what I brought. Howardite, Eucrite, Diogenite.
That's sweet. Nice. Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So the Martin, you got something to show, buddy? All right, let me switch over to him.
Let's see if the video's starting to show up. Oh, there you got I populated my strewn field with HED.
Now the challenge is, can the group name them without you telling us what they are?
Okay.
Or
That
name the
sounds like
class. We know there's an H, E, and a D.
Yep.
I'm going to go out on a ledge and say I think the easiest one to God, see, I don't even know. The one on the left, the roundish one, looks to be eucritic to me. I'm wrong. Who's next?
I'd say they're in order. HED, left to right.
HED.
Reverse.
Oh, HED.
But he said
You lose.
went wrong.
You got two of them wrong.
You're right to left. Yeah.
Yeah. The other right to left.
Well, okay. The small square one. The small square one looks like a Diogenite polymect to me. Dang it!
Don't worry, you're 0 for 2. You're consistent so far, Topher. You did better than I would have.
Does anyone have any guesses? The white one in the middle is so white it looks like it could be a Eucrite, but that's the obvious one. I didn't want to guess at it. Is the middle one a Eucrite?
Yes.
Okay. So what are they then? Because we obviously can't tell.
Well, they're not as distinctive as what obviously Roberto had, but they're this is a Howardite. In fact, it's NWA 6920. Let's see. I've turned on HD, and I'm thinking we may actually be able to see something good out of this for a change. My hand's in great focus as always, but it's, a few class, it's squared off, and I'm not even sure that's maybe crust on it. Yeah, it looks like it's focused for back about right here. And you can see actually a little sparkly in it. If I see if I can get that in the camera on the back of it here. This one's from Meteorite Market. But yeah, I actually bought that just because I didn't have a Howardite. I realized I did not have a Howardite, so I found the cheapest, best looking one I could find online. Eucrite, very pretty common, NWA 11081, about 17 grams worth. It is a full slice.
That's a full slice?
that is a full
Nice. I was gonna
slice.
say it looked like a nice full slice.
Yeah, and again dotted with blackish material. Very. Now, this one's a little special to me because I don't know how many people followed the Dawn mission to Ceres. I actually got to talk 2 years in a row to the guy who's the senior project engineer, Dr. Mark Raymond from the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and we were talking about Vesta and all. And I got him. This is my COA for it. I got him to actually sign my COA. Really nice guy.
That's cool.
Oh, it was fun talking about the mission to it and how they did the chemistry checking on things and all that. He's super nice fellow. So that's my Eucrite. And then I have what's called an olivine Diogenite, kind of dark and polished on one side. If you can kind of tell a little bit.
Looks a lot greener on that side, yeah.
Yeah, you can see it's got a lot of olivine.
Yeah, it does.
Sand in it, and with the polishing, it shows up. I'm going to get better at this, guys. I promise. I did find the HD check for zooms. You're seeing it out of focus in HD at least. But yeah, I mean, yeah, what can you say, right?
That's great.
Yeah, but it's terrible audio in stereo.
I cannot believe I had such a hard time identifying a single one of those.
Well, it's funny to me with what I've learned since the 3 years I bought this. It is probably the only one I would have recognized as a Eucrite, probably, because I looked at the middle of enough Eucrites. It seems like that's not an unusual center for one. But I wouldn't have been. It'd have been like, hey, is that one? I wouldn't have said, oh yeah. But anyway, and I love this one. I bought it because of the greenness that shows up in it. Anyway. Yeah. So that's my strewn feel for the evening.
That's awesome. Thank you, man.
Oh, no problem. Enjoyed it.
Yeah. We got, excuse me, we got Bruce up. We'll take Bruce, fine gold. Sorry, my man.
Well, you already saw one of these.
Yeah.
So this is the one actually I bought from Topher not too long ago. It's got fusion crust almost all the way around. It's a little lost there. But
yeah, love that.
Huge.
That's gorgeous. That Topher sells good stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, reasonable price.
Yes, for sure.
And then I don't know. I like, I've been collecting for like 3.5 years and basically putting stuff down on shelves and not keeping track and not keeping everything by type. So I'm trying to like reorganize, but I know I've got a Eucrite somewhere, but out of the 160 odd specimens, I don't know where.
Man,
but I did
need to get them labeled. That hurts me.
Yeah, I want to like start organizing things more by groups, and I've got a database, but I didn't include that part into it yet. So, but I got a Diogenite. This is NWA 11342.
They all look so different, man.
Yeah. This has like a little bit of fusion crust left over.
Is that a little brecciated, or is that may just be? I'm wondering if that's just weathering, or.
I think, yeah, I'm guessing more weathering.
So the people that know the chemistry of this, I noticed my Diogenite also has that, Bruce, like yours, that brownish, darker material in it. What is it exactly?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. There is, and maybe Mike Kelly knows a little bit more about this. He's our resident scientist. But I know that, like, when you look at a Howardite, a Eucrite, and Diogenite, sometimes the differentiation between is it a Howardite or is it a Diogenite is the amount of certain crystals or certain minerals, and they're very similar. You can interrupt, Mike. They're very similar.
Yeah. Topher, it's the Howardites and the Eucrites. It's a matter of what percentage of Diogenite material is integrated in there. So the Howardites are the regolith breccias. So they're supposed to have more than 10% diogenitic material mixed in with the eucritic material. And that kind of gives you the cutoff line. As far as the Diogenites, what that dark material is, it could be some of the accessories in there. I know a lot of them have, I think, chromite in there as accessories and other stuff, but I don't know specifically offhand what those kind of like the brown staining-ish areas are.
Awesome. Well, I knew you'd know it. When you get a chance later on, could you pop that in the chat for me, buddy? Just a little of those numbers you rattled off.
Yeah, sure.
I appreciate that. I'll put that in a summary. You had something that you wanted to show off as well?
Sure. I got a couple things. So
yeah, please.
To tie in with where Brett started. So he started with a Mesosiderite. So I know we're talking HEDs today, and I do micros, so everything is kind of small. So this is a kind of interesting one. So this is a Mesosiderite, but what's interesting about that is the silicates in this one, or part of the silicates in this one, are actually dunitic and noritic Diogenite material. So this is NWA 7132. So with the Diogenites, there's actually, like, you could break it down into 5 chemical groups. They started off kind of all with the one grouping, and they kind of split off and said, well, as we find deeper and deeper material, they ended up with noritic Diogenites, polymidic Diogenites, dunitic Diogenites. So I got this one for its dunitic nature because I haven't been able to find one that was a pure dunite yet. But other ones,
interesting, man,
like this is one of the polymic Diogenites. So it's got different aspects of the different diogenitic material in there. And this one, I like ones with a good story too. So this is the Phydogenite. This was actually a piece that I got off of John Shea, and unfortunately his dog got to it. So it was a nice big slice, and you could see it was a decently thick slice. And he ended up with
that.
He ended up with a lot of part slices out of that. So I contacted him. I said, "Hey, any chance that some of that would be for sale?"
Meteorite. The dog ate it.
So we went back and forth. Was it a Phydogenite or a Dogogenite? So that went back and forth.
Canite.
Yep. So, and that was actually on the label he gave me. So I thought that was a good personal touch.
Yeah, absolutely.
This one is like the one that Martin showed. So this is NWA 6819, and this is one of those olivine Diogenites. And again, I need to upgrade this one. It's a tiny little piece. But then you have your, was it 7839? I think it is, right? 31, yeah, the common one that everyone gets. That's nice and translucent.
Yeah.
But that's your standard
pyroxene, right?
I was at Tucson the year that one was found and first offered, and I think it was first offered by Sarah Overland, Adam Aronson, and I have a slice of it someplace, but who knows where. I think that was 2014.
Yeah, because the Met Bowl entry is 2013, I believe.
Yeah.
Or so that was Met Bowl discovery date.
Yeah. And then the last kind of cool one I got on the Diogenites is 10268, which is noritic. So that's the piece that kind of closed out the group. With my one little bit of Eucrite, which I got to switch out for a true piece of dunitic at some point. And then, obviously, I've been doing it for 2 years, and right off the bat, one of the things I wanted to do was get one of each. So early on numbers in the collection, 10, 16, and 14 was, my little mini set of HEDs,
That's sweet.
So that was kind of cool, and that was the first thing I got that as a little individual, and you can see the little individual became a little end cut, and then 2 slices.
Nice.
So that was the first cut up for the Diogenites, and then you know, some of the Eucrites that are cool. You know, Cameron can have a greater appreciation for this one too. This is a May 22nd fall, obviously. Stannern, which is the name or sake of the Stannern trend Eucrites. So that's a piece that I love because of that dual nature.
And the Stannern refers to the formation of it as well, right?
Yeah, it's kind of the breakdown of the composition is a little different than the other pieces. This is kind of just neat, and this is the first coin that I ever got. So this is an ancient Roman coin, and we're talking Vesta. So this is the reverse side of the coin, and that is Vesta on it. And on the coin, the figure is holding the palladium, which was supposedly a sky-fallen item back in the day. Which was supposedly wood, but again, you know, how much wood falls from the sky. So you got Vesta and Palace and everything all kind of rolled into one coin, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's neat.
You know, and then everyone's got to have slices of some of the classics. You know, a little bit of orange dirt on the side there, Millbillillie, if I don't butcher it. So I mean, that's, you know, great Australian piece.
No, that's correct. Millbillillie.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Millbillillie.
Some of the other classics a lot of people go for, if people aren't tracking them, are Dofor 007.
Yeah, I love that one, man.
So I got a couple little pieces. That's kind of the one that I picked to show. It's got a little crust on the end there. So, you know.
The word that always comes to my mind when I see a nice Eucrite is the word creamy. And I don't know why, but a Eucrite has a nice creamy interior.
Yeah. And kind of like the last 2 things to show off. So this one was kind of neat. So this is, you know, the majority of them are brecciated. So this is actually a Eucrite, and it's interesting because this is an unbrecciated Eucrite. So the brecciated Eucrites, I think they're up in the 400s of those. The unbrecciated ones, I think they're around like 97 or 98 now. So that's actually all shock veining in there, and it's all from the same material. Same thing with this one. This is another unbrecciated one where it's all the same material in there.
That is cool looking, man.
So yeah, that's everything I had.
Wow, that's pretty great, man. I appreciate you sharing it with us. Cameron, we mentioned your name earlier. Want to see if you're ready?
Yeah, I'm here. Let's see. Yeah, you know, just like Mike had, you know, a little bit of each, just to make sure I had the H, the E, and the D. But the interesting ones is this piece I got from Craig Lyman.
What?
Is it better?
Oh my God! I know what it is.
It's a polished piece of Diogenite.
Yep, that is Craig does amazing work. So that's 7831 half stone.
And then no, I make you guys guess on this one.
I know.
Tatooine?
Yeah.
Tatooine?
Absolutely. Look at that. I think his internet's sketching out on us. That stinks. We just got to the good stuff.
No Star Wars nerd collection.
Well, we have officially lost him.
Oh. Am I back?
Yep. Maybe you are.
Okay. There we go. So yeah, I got a couple of that, and then of course everybody's showing off their giant slices of.
We don't have a camera on anybody.
There we go.
Got a bunch of echo on you, buddy, so I had to mute you. That is gorgeous.
Feedback.
There we go. Man. Now the interesting thing about wow, are we done echoing now? How am I echoing? Okay.
I was going to say, I'm muted. It isn't me anymore.
Okay, I don't know what the heck was going on. All right, we're good. We're good. Okay. The one thing I wanted to say about we're showing a lot of NWA 7831 Diogenite slices and half stones and whatnot. The bigger the slice, the rarer they are. How am I? I think it's Arthur. There we go. Arthur was doing it. Okay. The Met Bull, I forgot what I was talking about. The Met Bull talks about NWA 7831 coming out of the ground and fragmenting as it's coming out of the ground. So it is a very, very rare thing to have a super nice large slice of it or a hunk of it because it's fragmented. And when it came out of the ground, and it came out, like I sell little tiny, 1 gram, 2 gram, pieces of it. But it's really rare to get a piece that's substantial enough and sturdy enough that you feel comfortable enough risking it on a saw, knowing you're going to have some damage and loss around the edges and stuff. But yeah, it's an interesting item. Anyone want to show some stuff off? You can raise your hand. Otherwise, I have a piece of HED that I might want to show off. Let's see here. This first one is a Eucrite. That's all we know about it so far. You guys have seen this one before, but the reason I'm showing it off is it was just submitted to the NomCom.
Oh, cool.
So
beautiful crust on that.
Yes.
Yummy.
And the reason I was asking about the Stanton is there was conversation whether this was going to be that class or not. So I don't know, but you can definitely see the same type of class you were talking about all down in here, all up in here. And when I gave lab samples to Daniel Shake, I made sure he got representative samples, so he had enough to look at to see what I wanted him to see. But it's a beautiful, beautiful Eucrite. All my fragments that I'm selling are all of them have this crust on it, every single one. And my Met brother Oz Backman is going in the classification with me. And he actually has a huge piece that he sliced, and the slices are sexy. So he's gonna be selling slices. I'm gonna be selling fragments, and that's what we're looking at. You can see the different structures all in there. See the white one right here.
This is the one that you were showing us last week or the week before, and
yeah.
It's interesting. The black material up there at the top, that actually on the cut face, the black material. We were talking about whether that might be fusion crust, but it certainly looks like the class and the other slice of that we just saw. So yeah, that is a beauty.
Wow. Yeah. So I can't wait to actually have an NWA number on this one and have a Eucrite classified under my name. So that is a Eucrite that I will have classified under my name and Oz. Then here is one that I share with Jason Bliss. This is NWA 12953, I think. Yeah, 12953. This is the largest one I have left of it, but it is a metal bearing Diogenite. It has high chromite levels in it, and it is. Let me see, there we go. You can see the Diogenite crystals all throughout it.
That's the one that you had that was so popular at the Institute of Meteoritics in November, right?
Yeah. Taha, one of the PhD students, actually was going to buy a sample from me, and I'm like, because I had some for sale. I was like, dude, you're going to be studying this and learning from it? Dude, I'm not charging you for science. I mean, look at that.
If I remember correctly, his eyes got real big after you said that.
Yeah. I think the same thing. We think, hey, you deal with meteorites for a living, you must be a rock star. Hey, he's a college kid. You know what I mean? Everyone in college enjoys something for free. Everyone in life enjoys something for free. So this is the Diogenite that I have to offer. It shows a very different structure from the Eucrite, as it's full of crystals. So that's my, that one. Where's my case? Here it is. Now I have a Howardite to show, but it is a pretty big Howardite. Well, you know what? I'll show this one. This is a non-classified Howardite. So this is just an NWA Howardite. And it's on my inventory price list if anyone's interested. But I thought it was a good example. There we go. It's nice because it shows the outside of the rock really well, but you also have a slice on this side. But you can see it's not fine grained like the Eucrite, and it's not crystallized like the Diogenite. So that's what the outside of a Howardite looks like.
They're talking about the little tiny little samples.
Those, now I do have one more. This was an absolute total surprise and shock of a generous gift. Juana Vilas from Jurassic, I always say Jurassic Dreams, but it's Jurassic Dreams Fossils. So this is a Howardite that after our partnership at the Meteorite Mansion down in Tucson, and we became even closer friends, this is one of the items that was a very generous gift to me. So I have 154 grams of an uncut Howardite. So it's unique to see, the slices as well, but we also want to be able to identify or at least know what they look like from the exterior of it as well. So this has been classified. This is NWA 8343. Yeah. So a little bit larger samples, but they're cool to have a hunk of it that you can throw at someone. Nice. All right. Anyone want to raise their hand or show something off? No one is stepping up, and that's fine. It just means I keep on talking, which is an unfortunate thing for you guys. Here is a Diogenite. It's a slice of Diogenite, 8703. There's only 2 stones. So this was cut from one of 2 stones, which I really like because I got this directly from the main mass holder, Dustin Dickens. And it shows really good crystallization. You see a lot of pyroxene up here in the corner and all throughout in here.
I have a 69 gram slice of that, and I don't touch it because it's the most friable, crackable material there is.
That's why this is not a full slice. Yeah. Yeah, that's the reason I was able to afford this one, because it is very friable, and yeah, I don't recommend breathing on it, let alone touching it. No, but it is a beautiful, beautiful looking Diogenite, and it's low shock, low weathering. This is a 17-gram sample. Thereabouts of it. You see here. I see no hands are raised, so I'm going to grab the next item. Now, we're going to play Name This Slice. What am I holding? Super nice slice.
Wait, you said that's a Diogenite?
Nope, I'm asking if anyone has an idea what it is.
Yeah, that's a
Diogenite.
Eucrite.
It's a what?
It's a Eucrite.
It is definitely a Eucrite.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, what's really odd about this is it's classified as a Eucrite monomeg. But if you look at it, to me,
yeah, that's polymiced. At least that's.
I know there's a white class. We have all kinds of black material. There's tan, brown. There's light tan. There's definitely more than one. This is not a polymeg. I mean, this is not a monomeg. It's NWA 8558, and I'm not an expert, but I believe the sample that I have. I'll put all the warnings and disclaimers on it. The sample I have does not speak to me as being a monomeg.
Yeah, and again, this goes back to that same point you were talking about earlier, that the material that you submit as the type sample and material to make the thin section out of, if they're not representative of the whole rock or whole collection of rocks, yeah, you can get a description of the elephant by just hanging on to the trunk.
It definitely says monomic in Medpool.
Yeah, but it's, I mean, I have it labeled accurately according to science, but yeah. I wouldn't agree with it with my eyes. Let me see what else I have. All right, we're gonna see if people can ID this one. Now that we've seen a bunch of HEDs, can we identify this?
Johnstown?
No, but I was going for class, but I think you nailed the class. This is a Diogenite. I wish it was Johnstown. Johnstown's a lot more valuable than an NWA. And I wouldn't sell it as crusted, but you got a little bit. No. But this is a nice little spear-shaped one. There you go. There's so much going on in these things. When you look at it under magnification, it's absolutely crazy. Yeah. So this is a little 0.8 gram specimen. All right. I see no hands raised. So that means I'm going to grab these Eucrites. Again, I was saying earlier that one of my favorite things about Eucrites is the crust. So here I have some Eucrites for sale, but what's neat about them is the crust. Look at that. And then you have the creamy Eucrite, large grains in there. So hopefully by the end of this this hangout and YouTube session, we will have a little bit more confidence in ourselves looking at a stone or a slice and being able to pick out classifications, or maybe things that are misidentified. But I have a few of these, and I just absolutely love the fusion crust on the Eucrite. But as always with the fusion crust, it really doesn't penetrate the rock. So what you're seeing there is the normal and the average, like 0.5 millimeter. About as wide as a fingerprint. If that gives you any, it gives you a little bit of reference that the fusion crust on the meteorite is about the thickness of 2 fingerprints, 2 lines. So yeah, so if anyone is out there trying to learn about meteorites and they think they have a potential one and it has this huge thick ring of crust around it, you're not looking at a meteorite. You're looking at something else. Does anyone want to show something or discuss Vesta? Because I have a question topic. Everyone always says, oh, came from Vesta, came from 4 Vesta, the second largest meteorite in or asteroid in our solar system. And with the documentary that the YouTube thing that I sent out and we all watched, it shows the bombardment and the shaping of Vesta through the impacts. So there was a lot of material ejected off, and we just saw some material supposedly found on Bennu, another asteroid that currently OSIRIS-REx in October 20th, I think, is going to land on it and take samples. I can't believe that one huge asteroid in our solar system created all of this material, this ejecta, yet no other asteroids not as big as it aren't similar. So when we talk about Vestin, a V-type meteorite, to me that means from an asteroid that is Vesta-like, not for Vesta itself. Does anyone agree, disagree, or chime in with that?
Well, I said I'd gotten to talk with the head of the mission, the Dawn mission, and Mark Raymond, and I said at the time most ads for pieces said, or even in the Met Bull said, possible origin for Vesta. And I said, how do we know? And he said, well, we did enough chemistry with the Dawn mission to be able to absolutely identify without question if something came from Vesta. So, and I actually followed his, he had a set of blogs while the whole thing was going on. They're fascinating to read where he talks about it. So that's, at least his opinion, right? What is, but he said the chemistry was enough. They got enough from the spectrometers, the other devices they had on the Dawn mission to be able to make a definitive, if they had the piece there, they could definitely identify it as from Vesta itself.
Are they sure that
Vesta-like? That sounds right. That sounds like that'd be about the same, right?
Are they sure that Vesta is homogeneous throughout its entire makeup? I mean,
well, Vesta was blown up, basically. I mean, the reason it's the shape it is it was just blown in half and then reshaped, I think, is one of the thoughts about it.
But we know that it's all the same material throughout. I mean, it's improbable.
We certainly know that by depth it's not the same material, because that's the difference between the HE and D, is they're further down from the surface. But I think the identification of the body in space is about the reflected spectroscopy.
Yeah.
And I believe that's how they identified those pieces that are sitting on Bennu in their proposed touchdown sampling site that was also by reflected spectroscopy.
That's how I understand it, yeah.
Hey, Pat, while we had you, did you have something you want to show off?
I do. I'm going to break all the rules, though.
No problem.
I have some HEs and Ds, but I don't know where they are. So I've got this, and I'll shine a little light on it. We were talking a bit ago about what's going to happen with Tucson in 2021. This is one that I bought in Tucson in 2020 from Ismaili Mohammed, and it is, I think, an L3. But the game tonight is guess the weight on this one. And this one is interesting in that it has a very blocky sort of shape to it that is almost certainly a function of weak planes, shocked planes through the parent body. But this guy is just chock full of chondrules.
Can you give us a high or low, Pat, if we guess?
Well,
probably not.
It's well, it's more than 1 kilo and less than 2. How about that?
Okay. I was going to guess high then.
I don't have a scale cube up there. It dove over the edge on me, but here, I can.
There you go. 1.25 kilos.
I'll go 1.8. It's pretty big.
It is big.
And it is, I believe it's an L, so it'll have sort of intermediate density for ordinary chondrites.
I was just watching Pat pick it up, and it didn't seem like there's any initial thrust there. Just kind of pick it up.
This one's going to be fun to cut. I think
Yeah.
it might well be pretty inside if it's not too weathered. Okay, well, we can, I'll leave that up there, and we can, people can make guesses, and we'll look at it in the end. That's all I had, Tober.
I've got a couple. It's just going to take me a minute to put them together.
Well, while we're waiting, I'll say thank you to Mike Kelly for the KT material that you sent. I'm retired, and I'm not sure why I haven't got that out of the microscope yet, but I haven't yet. So, and Topper, I think you're muted there.
That makes a huge difference. Awesome. Well, I made a couple comments while you were talking, so ignore those. Yeah, this is something that I'm kind of super proud of right here. This is a very low petrology, a 3.15, and I have 7.6 grams of it. So I'm trying to open it up carefully. There we go. And what's neat about this is it is kind of a slice, kind of an end cut, kind of everything. So just a beautiful, beautiful meteorite.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very well defined chondrules.
Yes.
So this is a 3.15.
Quite a variety.
Love
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
variety of chondrites.
And it is an end cut.
Cool.
Now, let me get my pointer. Look at this. You can actually see the internal structure running this way of the chondrule. So let me zoom in on that. You can actually see definite structure inside the chondrule, and that's a large chondrule from the outside. But it is just really, really, I mean, tiny little chondrules in there.
It's really
There we
nice.
go.
And Topher, is that one in your private collection or is that one for sale?
Yeah, this was actually a gift, so it'll remain in my private collection forever and always.
Right.
Sorry to bust your dream. No, this was Embark. As I said last week, when I did I bought the main mass of the Ureilite, the 218 gram Ureilite, and I'm super, super proud of. He really took care of me and threw in a little bit of a gift, and I got the lunar slice as a gift. And I showed that off last week, and this is the one that I didn't get to show off last week. The 3.15 was a gift from Embark, so I was blown away. I kept looking for a bill. Like, I think you put someone else's order in my box, buddy, and he was like, "Nope." I'm like, damn, well done. All right. Arthur?
Embark, I'm sorry, I was just going to ask him. Embark, that's the dealer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Top Mark Meteorites.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top Mark Meteorites.
I was offered a Ureilite not too long ago, and I turned it down. So.
Yeah. Well, I had no idea how beautiful a Ureilite is. This is my first. I'll show it off again. We showed it off last week, but I'll be brief. This is my first sizable Ureilite.
Yeah, that looks almost exactly like the one I was offered.
And I don't know if it's coming off or not, but there's a greenish hue and tint to all those olivines. Very dense olivine pack material.
Wow.
So I'm going to take a slice off of this for my buddy Oz. Then I'm keeping the main mass. My plan is I want to keep the main mass as big as possible.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm super happy with that. Arthur, do you have something you want to show off? Because your hand is up.
Oh yeah, well I do have a Eucrite from Vesta 4, but you know, I don't know, I had trouble last time with the resolution of the video, and we'll give it a shot.
Okay.
See what.
Go ahead and turn it on, and there we go.
Yeah.
Nice. We'll give you a shot. Oh wow, it's a Eucrite.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. And I don't know if the weight is correct, but it's listed at 17 grams, and I don't know if that sounds right.
Depends how thick it is, but
Now, I give you the other side. I don't see any fusion crust on it, but the matrix is certainly very, very busy. I don't know how much more could be packed into that space.
yeah.
You know, it's very thin, wafer thin.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's my best Eucrite.
If you look right underneath your pointer finger, isn't that? I mean, I thought I saw a little fusion crust right there on the very edge underneath your pointer finger.
Underneath
your pointer finger.
Okay, all right. Well,
Yeah.
take a look and see.
Yeah, like all that on the edge right there. It's very hard to tell, but that would be your fusion crust.
Yeah.
It may not be jet black necessarily. No. It could be a little more weathered and show that. But yeah, that is a beautiful structure on the inside of that one, man.
Absolutely. I don't know if that's something, I mean, due to the thickness of the slice, would benefit from trying to polish it.
No,
I mean, it might just
that
waste.
puppy's done.
Yeah.
That puppy's perfect. There's no reason to mess with perfection, you know. I'm not an artist, but one of the things about art is knowing when to stop, and you're done.
Right,
hey,
right.
Let's shoot over to Ron real quick.
Oh, to me? Oh.
You had your hand up.
I did?
Oh, surprise, surprise. Find something. No, that's okay.
Just let me autofocus. Put me back up so I can focus my camera.
Okay.
It went out of focus on me and I can't see the little tiny thumbnail. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. I want to show. Well, if I can share a screen, I do have a new piece coming. It's last week we were talking about the fellow in Vilnius and had the Marsadit. I actually bought it. Yeah, I checked it out. Yeah,
is this the iron slice?
Pardon? Yes, an iron slice.
Wow.
Let me pull up the data. I don't have the rock yet, but I do have photos if I can pull it up here. Let's see. All right, let me see here. And I took your advice. I actually asked him for the XRF data, and he actually had it.
Nice. Good for you.
Let me show you what it is here. I'm going to put it on my other screen. It's a Word document. Let me see if I can share screen. Here we are. Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Yep. Can you see that screen?
Yep.
Okay. Well, here's what he sent me. He says it's the original stone was 19,950 grams. Give me a couple pictures of the stone before sawing, but here's his XRF data right here. So you guys are telling me about the platinum group. I'm not real hot on XRF data. Does this mean anything to you guys? And can you see the text document there?
Yeah, we can see it. I'm just not sure. The reason I'm hesitant, first off, is I am not educated on it.
Yeah, I'm not either.
But secondly, on XRFs, the data is reported two different ways depending on what you're looking at. You're either looking at parts per million or percentages.
I'm guessing parts per million.
I think this is all parts per million. Yeah. So that gives 41% nickel, which is really high, but not out of the question.
Okay. It's in classification at Vilnius University. He's telling.
Vilnius. Okay. Yeah, and that's 0.3%. Or 0.03% cobalt, which is a little low.
I'll show you a picture of the piece itself.
Silver, manganese.
Anything else you can see there? I mean, it looked like a legit piece. And the guy is an IMCA member, so that was kind of a selling point.
Yeah, we're still just seeing your document. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Oh, okay, all right.
Mars a bit. Yeah, that looks.
It's not in the net data yet. Here, let me show you a few pictures. Let me pull up the photos here. All right, so this is what he sent me. Okay, can you see these?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the piece. There's actually a much better picture in here. Got a decent etch on it. Right here, it's not the greatest pictures; they're kind of shaded.
Beautiful.
The etch looks like it looks like to me a coarse octahedrite.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you know, so that should be coming on. It's got a few inclusions here. I'm not sure if they're sulfide or they're, you know, graphite or what they are. But it seems like a legit piece. You know, he's on the up and up. He's been very communicative, and he's not, you know, even negotiated the price a little bit. So this is what I have coming right now. He just shipped it 2 days ago, so I'm not going to have it. This is the original stone.
It's gorgeous.
19 kilogram. I'm assuming this is as found.
Hey guys.
Hey David, how are you, buddy?
So this is what he sent me.
Yeah, the photos of the outside look great. The photos of the inside definitely show octahedrite, but the XRF data shows more nickel than you would expect for an octahedrite. It would be an X-tite from the XRF data.
Okay.
Taxide. That's what I thought. I saw that nickel.
That's definitely not an taxite. That's too.
Yeah, and a taxite would not have,
a pattern.
Widmanstatten pattern. It would have Neumann lines.
Yeah, have Neumann lines. Yeah, I've got a few of those. So I know what they look like.
Yeah. Now, what spot you know, and how big of a spot size you do the XRF data on can skew the numbers. You know, whether you're on a band of taenite or a band of camosite, but I think that nickel number is suspiciously high.
Oh, okay. This is here's a map of where the piece was actually found in Kenya. So there's Marshallbit right there. You can see that. So he sent me the longitude latitude coordinates of it down there in the bottom. So he seems like he's putting forth a lot of information. I think that's all I have as far as that piece goes.
Yeah, interesting. Keep us keep us up to date on it.
Yeah, I will.
That is so cool.
It's yeah, I'm kind of excited about this one. It's just apparently in the middle of being classified. I don't know how long it's going to take. Let me get back to my regular. If I can get back to my regular screen here, make sure I can do it. Let's take this out of here. Oh, this is all my junk. Okay, stop sharing. There we go. Okay. Other than that, I just have my usual. If you'd like to see an unoxidized piece of Hakata, it's fairly large. I don't know if I showed that before or not.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, let me get it. Okay, I got this from Blaine Reed last year.
And Dave, you're joining us. So we definitely appreciate it. If you have anything you want to show off, by all means, we'll go to you next. Excuse me. Just give me a thumbs up and we'll throw to you.
So what I have, I was in Denver, my first or last trip to Denver. I was in Blaine Reed's room, and he had this little piece of Hakata. Usually Hakata is, let me focus this and get a better focus here.
Ooh.
Usually it's oxidized.
It actually has metal in it.
It's got metal. It's yeah, I put this on Facebook a while back, and people are crazy because usually the unoxidized is very small. This is about 32 grams, I think it is, which makes it, and best of all, it's an end cut.
Wow. Nice and thick as well. End cut.
So, but just the fact that it's unoxidized, you know, I've seen a lot of the oxidized stuff. It's not this pretty.
It's a 1924 find, isn't it?
Pardon me?
It's 1924 find.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's what it says in the med bull.
Yeah, the normal Hakata looks way different than that.
Oh yeah,
it's all fossilized and veiny.
It's an old
normal Hakata. The metal has all turned to hematite.
Yes.
And substituted, and there's nowhere near the contrast between the olivine and the metal.
This was one piece I got from him. I have one other piece I actually bought the same day. And I kind of went crazy in his room there. Let me grab that one. It's a Lamont. Let's see here. Put that one there. This one is just crazy full of metal. This is a in here. Whoop. Lost one of my things from the paper box. This one is from Lamont, I think, Kansas. But again, look at that metal in that thing. I mean,
what is this again?
It's a, just let me get the right up front.
A nice pattern to make a shirt out of.
It's from Kansas. It's Greenwood County, Lamont. And it's a Mesosiderite.
Dang.
Nice.
And this thing grabs a magnet like you cannot believe. Oh, God. It's just folds. Get that. There you go. Trying to figure out how to focus my camera.
Love some Mesosiderites.
This is, I love Mesosiderite. I have several. I have a small semchon that's like 50-50 siderite and crystals. I got a few of them. But this one blew me away. I could not believe the amount of metal.
And it's an American too.
Yeah, it's Kansas. I mean, you'd think it would be a Branham or something like that, but no, this is, Kansas seems to have a lot of meteorites.
I know. It blows me. Now, okay, Arizona has a lot of meteorites, but a lot of them are like 20 grams, 40 grams, 60 grams, and you know the finder's keeping it all. You know what I mean? Besides the lab. But Kansas has Admire, Brennan.
What's this?
Vermilion, I think, is from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's actually two factors that that have to do with meteorites in Kansas. One is that there are few naturally occurring rocks in the soil, and I guess there's three factors. So that's one, not very many rocks. It is and finally, Neininger spent a whole bunch of time in.
Can you repeat that second one? You cut out on us.
Yeah, sorry, my internet is getting flaky. The second factor was that the soil is mostly cultivated or being used as grazing land, and the third is Neininger was very active there.
Yeah,
and
that guy was all over the place.
Yeah, he was. He spent a lot of time in Nebraska and Oklahoma, some in Texas.
I don't know if I have anything else to show.
I'm gonna
I have a passage out if you want to see 004 if you'd like to see that.
I'm gonna turn around and show the little setup that I have here, and then anyone else who wants to show something can definitely show it. This is in honor of my friend Stephen Amera, Space Matter, the finder of Barnstable. So here's my serial number 2 slice of Barnstable, Massachusetts find with an individual. And then a really super nice box. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful setup. And then this is the Barnstable Brewing bottle that we brought to the Meteorite Mansion and had all of our friends sign. So I'll be bringing that back to the Meteorite Motel. A piece of Alhuvinia 001. Continue with some more down here. A running joke of mine, remove before flight. I own 11% of that meteorite. I was so impressed, really, really early in my collecting. I was like super, super impressed that I could own in the double digits percentage of a meteorite. Still pretty cool. Nice little holder with my logo on it. I have these available if you guys want to buy any. But
So,
nice
hey, Topher.
Yeah.
So when you win partners on meteorite, how do you determine who gets to keep the rock? I've never partnered on anything with anybody.
Well, that's because no one likes you.
Pardon me?
Wow, nothing. I said that's because no one likes you.
Yeah, probably.
No one's partnering with you. No, quite honestly, let me get this back on me. Everything's kind of worked out ahead of time, at least the way I do it. I don't want any surprises or any hurt feelings in the end. We're dealing with people's money, and you want to make sure everything's understood ahead of time. So, for instance, I'll give you details about the Ureilite that Oz and I went in on. He bought in at a certain dollar amount up to a certain grammage. So with that, he is willing to put in X amount of dollars for some amount. So we pre-negotiate that ahead of time.
Sure.
And it really all depends, but like on the Eucrite and the Palisite that Oz and I they were both submitted to the NomCom supposedly this week. So we should have those classification numbers real soon. Those, when I got he chose his showpiece, I chose my showpiece, and then we bought all that we bought. Once we got it, we kind of talked about how much weight do you want? How much weight do I want? What's your goal?
It's not just one.
Are you trying to sell these? Are you trying to slice these? You know, what appeals to you more, you know? And we really just talk it out, you know? And then we play the old, you know, live here, this piece for you, this piece for me, this piece for you, this piece for me. Yeah. You pick next type thing.
Yeah, I thought you talked about one particular rock. You have a batch of rocks that you're fitting up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, on this Ureilite, we basically, because I couldn't afford it by myself, I didn't want to afford it by myself. So we agreed that he would take up to and enough to leave me the main mass. And then whatever he wants to do with it after that, he can. He can sell it, he can mark it up and sell it, do whatever he wants with it, slice it up, because I'm not selling mine. I have my main mass, and that's what I accomplished. That's what I wanted, and I'm not in it for the
rock in a certain proportion.
Yeah.
Well, Ron, when Topher and I talked about going in on one, he said if I'd give him my first child, I could keep the largest piece of it. No, it's just like, and I said, that's a deal. No, actually, it was, I was going to classify something I'd bought from Topher, a very, very small, already cut piece, as just to learn the process. And then Topher got to talking with me about what would be interesting to do. And I said, well, I've got this much money, and I'll pay for classification, and and just so happened that he found one night, and we both were just excited about it, to be honest. And so the deal just sort of worked out on its own, and it was it's good size. It was broken on one side, so it had a natural split between us. And then it's an ordinary chondrite, so I don't know if we'll hear at the end of the year or end of 2 years from now, but yeah, I mean, it just, I think it depends on who you go in with and what you're trying to do. I wanted to learn the classification process, and I knew Topher knew how to handle the rest of it, so that was it worked out really, for me, it worked out perfectly.
I'm just a collector, so I just whatever I see that strikes my fancy. When I go into a store, what I really like to look at the stuff that's not on the main shelf, that like tuck that behind things. I've done some really good buys and some nice pieces. What's that little piece back there they have one of, that they're not really, highlighting. You got some really beautiful things at a reasonable deal by doing that, because it's not a big selling, like an Admire, you go in and pay thousands of dollars, but I might have something tucked in the back there that I'd be interested in as just a secondary piece.
Well, I'll tell you,
quite a bit.
Yeah, I'll tell you a case where it could happen. Like we were talking about Ureilites earlier, and I was offered from an Algerian dealer a 3.5 kilogram Ureilite, and he sent enough pictures to convince me it was one. And I thought, I wonder if anybody'd like to go in, halves on that, and negotiate the price. And finally, I thought, no, I've got too much stuff out right now. But to me, that would be something where I would contact somebody and say, somebody you trust, or probably anybody in this group, honestly, are you interested in doing something like that? And then getting it classified and finding out that it's, really just a piece of quartz or something. But he'd sent enough. And besides, for me, I would get, you know, somebody that had enough experience.
Yeah.
They'd say, "Oh yeah, that I can guarantee everything with my life. That's what that is." And then you figure the money between you and how to get it cut, and all that. That would be a case where I would be interested, simply because things like Ureilites are fascinating to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I'm more of a metal guy. I have a few chondrites. I have no Ureilites or, you know, HEDs or anything like that. You guys are kind of educating me. That's why I'm listening to these things.
Yeah, there's a lot of classifications and sub-classifications.
Yes. Yeah, you know, I just thought chondrites, but man, the more you guys talk, the more interesting they become.
Well, I just got an angerite in.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the one that everybody says it could be for Mercury, but it's not. You know, everything you read, possibly for Mercury, but we don't think so, kind of stuff. But it is unusual. And sure enough, I got it in and started looking at it through my little USB microscope.
Yeah.
It's different. It's a different animal than anything else I've ever seen. So.
Yeah, and it's really cool that there is that much variety amongst all of the different meteorites. That I'm just kind of thinking here about some possibilities for future meetings, and one that I might suggest is people buying direct from Northwest Africa, sharing experiences and tips and so forth. And another one might be to look at all the classifications and how they relate to each other.
I think that would be really appropriate, because once you see you can talk about your family reunion till you're blue in the face, but once you see the family tree, then you understand where everything fits in and why this is broken out and why this is over here, you know. And again, I mean, I'm not the best person to teach that, you know what I mean? But I'm sure as we come together as a group, we can put something together and at least educate ourselves as we go along. I do have two people that I want to get to. Dave Nelson joined us, but we haven't given him a chance to show anything. So I want to give you a chance, and then Roberto has his hand up to show some stuff as well. So, David, if you have anything, we're more than willing to look.
Hi, guys. I don't usually get a chance. Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And you look so smart in that shirt.
Oh, yeah. That was my birthday present from Topher.
Nice.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome, my man.
I saw Ron showing his Hakata before.
That's what we're normally.
That's what a normal
very fractured looking.
Yeah.
That's 220 gram variety.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they look like normally. You know, you don't. That would be the normal.
Yeah, and you can really see like the spider lines, the really fine silk lines in there. It's really fascinating up close. And as you look at it microscopically, there's actually like so many voids in there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite stony irons. That one, it's a really nice one. Nice to be on here, Topher. I don't normally get a chance to get on these because this is in the middle of my normal work day, but I'm on holiday for the week, so
that's awesome.
I had a chance to join in.
Yeah, well, we're so glad you took the opportunity, man. It's always great to have our friends from over the seas. I'm actually going to try to schedule one of these for our European friends. Anyone in Europe, Africa, I'm going to try to get them one that's a little bit more convenient for their time frame, because it's like abusive right now schedule-wise for them. But we definitely want to, you know, have them be able to show off their items as well. Roberto.
Yes, sir. Hey.
If you turn on your camera, I will. There you go.
So, well, the first one I wanted to bring back up was the one that your classification.
Mm-hmm.
You showed an individual, and I just wanted to get like a good view of the slicage.
Look at the chromite in there.
Yeah, you can see the metal, the weathered terrestrial metal.
And this is a unique one too, because that one even has the iron bar, or I call it iron bar, but it has a metal bar in there, doesn't it? There was a lot of linear metal chromite in these slices. It was really weird.
Yeah.
But that's another one you don't want to play with too much.
Nope, I'm very careful with that one.
Where's that one from?
This one, go ahead, Topher.
Yeah, that's my classification, NWA 12953.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's
Very
a Diogenite, which is, you know, it's not typical of Diogenites. That's why I grabbed it. I think aesthetically, it's interesting. You know, I wouldn't call it pretty, but it's still like super just unique, you know?
Yeah. I have no more to sell, so you can call it ugly if you want. No. No, actually, when I had the slices set out, I took pictures of it and put it next to a picture of biscotti and sent them out because they look exactly like biscotti slices.
Yeah. So that, yeah, I had to grab a piece of that when I saw it just because it's unique enough. And then this is a Witness Fall.
Ooh.
Oh,
Sariçiçek, right?
How do you pronounce that?
I pronounce it Sariçiçek, but I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Sariçiçek is the way I say it.
Yeah. But it's got like rollover lipping. It's got that beautiful crust on it.
And this is an expensive stone, and it with just a naked stone is expensive. With all those features, that is a beautiful one.
Yeah, Michael Farmer piece.
Wow.
And then Mike Kelly brought out his Millbillillie.
Look at that.
Very nice.
Oh, look at the flow. It's a bullet, man.
Yep.
Holy macadamia nuts, buddy.
Yeah.
Meteorite, is that one?
Millbillillie.
Oh, that's Millbillillie, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Millbillillie has just stunning crust and flow lines and such.
It's a
And
Eucrite.
very persistent caliche staining.
Yeah.
Is that what that is? The coloring?
No, it's not caliche. It's clay. It hasn't been on Earth, I don't think, long enough to accumulate caliche. That's the Australian clay that it landed in.
Gotcha.
Our red outback.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Almost got
caliche
a lot of that
is,
red clay.
Caliche is
Calcium
sometimes
chloride?
talked about in veins, but also it is caliche is a type of clay soil, and
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so it's that clay soil staining.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yep.
Is that Camel Donga?
No, this is air chocolate.
Oh.
NWA
12576.
11576. Yeah, it's a Eucrite melt breccia.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
And that is a really nice one because that actually is air chocolate on top.
Yeah. With really nice like breccia on the back. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a Tucson pickup, isn't it?
That is a Tucson pickup. I think I bought this piece from you, Topher, because I don't think I made it to the vendor.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I sold that one, but
That's from Ishmaeli, right?
Yes,
I think so.
Ismaili. There's no H. What is this?
This is Camel Donga.
That's massive Donga. Holy crap.
But it's got like all of the features that you'd want to see in a Camel Donga. And that's from the University of Perth. So it's from an old Aussie collection.
Look at that rollover right there. That is a hard lip.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. How long you been selling your plasma, man?
Yeah.
Actually, this was Aguasarcas paid for this one.
Nice. Yeah. You work your ass off hard enough and you can afford to find meteorites in life. That is gorgeous.
So that's it. Those are some more HEDs.
That's a hard one to follow right there, my friend. Jeepers. Man. That's crazy. Arthur has his hand up. Let's go to Arthur, and then this is the last call for everyone, just to let you know.
Okay. I have a impact melt, a wobber.
Wobber glass?
It's a type 3 AB iron.
I don't think that's an iron.
Well, I guess an iron is mixed in with the melt. And however they classified it. But
I think that's impactite. So I think that's part of
impact melt.
Yeah.
So that's the terrestrial material that's been transformed through the shock impact.
Right. So properly, that's called an impactite, and impact melt is meteoritic material that has melted from impact heating.
Right.
So you're looking at two different items there. The impactite being terrestrial material that was impacted, melted, shocked, and transformed into the impactite, whether it's Warburg glass, moldavite, tektites, there's all kinds of them out there.
Right.
Yes.
But whenever you say the phrase melt, whatever, that's a meteoritic term signifying that the material is extraterrestrial. So to say impact melt versus impactite.
Exactly. And the concept of impact melt is actually a fairly recent one. If you go back even 5 or 10 years, you won't see it in the literature spoken about that way.
And Pat, was that why your hand was up?
Well, I want to give folks one more shot to guess the weight. So this is an L chondrite, hopefully an L3.
Yeah, Dave doesn't know yet, so we're guessing the weight of this L3 chondrite.
But the winner gets it.
The winner gets a pat on the back virtually.
Pat for Pat.
I'll give it a spin here.
Oh, nice.
So chat your guess.
Oh, chat.
And then after tonight, Pat will send me the weight, and I will post that with a summary. Last call for Ron.
Okay, I'm going to go off a little beaten path here. I have it's a living desert class I wanted to show. I love this thing. Again, it's an N black piece. This thing is unusual. It's fairly clear, but it has a feature in it. See a little hell right there?
Oh, yeah.
Created that groove. I thought it was just cool as hell.
Yeah.
And the black bottom, I just love that. It's translucent. It's probably my best L.
What do you hypothesize caused the black on the bottom?
I have no idea.
From what I've read, the black material is likely to be part of the impactor.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's probably part of the meteor.
Oh, how cool!
That one has a lot of the black material, so you might try suspending a strong meteorite on a string, or sorry, strong magnet on a string, and see if it will if it'll attract.
But this thing goes from clear to translucent to black. It just, again, I got this and black.
Yeah, that's a nice piece.
I would totally like to hear the result of that experiment to see if a rare earth magnet would be attracted to that.
Yeah, I have a very powerful neodymium magnet I can put on there.
Yeah, and if you put it on the end of a string and bring it up to the rock, the sensitivity is massive.
I don't think I have any here with me. No, not in the garage. Okay, yeah, I'll try that. That's a good idea.
Awesome. Well, what a great time this was today, guys. I really appreciate everyone joining live. We're getting a lot of traction on YouTube. And like I said, it's not an ego thing. It's a knowledge bolide. On average now, 17 hours of Topher Spin Meteorite media is consumed every day on YouTube. 17 hours worldwide. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate your support. Everyone remember to like and subscribe down below. Take yourself off mute, and let's do the rounds. Good night, guys. Thanks.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks for saying, everybody. Have a good week.
Good night.
Topher, just to let you know, this was a random pick in a dark room from my closet this morning. I'm serious. I randomly picked it out.
That's awesome.
Night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.
Good night.
Have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.